Breaking news: hundreds of women are raped then burned alive after rebel group breaks into prison and forces its way into female ward. Hundreds of women were raped and then burned alive after Rwandan-backed rebels sparked chaos by storming into the Conglose city of Goma. The atrocity took place during a mass jailbreak from the Munzenze jail last week, as M23 fighters clashed with the Congolese army during deadly gun battles. According to the UN, female inmates were butchered in their wing in the notoriously overcrowded prison after men forced their way in and went on a rampage. While thousands of male criminals managed to flee the lockup, the area reserved for women was torched to the ground. Vivian van der Per, the deputy head of the UN peacekeeping force in Goma, said. Images taken shortly after M23 fighters reached the center of Goma showed vast plumes of black smoke rising from the jail on January 27, as long lines of men sprinted away from the inferno yelling. It's unclear who was behind the slaughter of the female inmates, as UN peacekeepers have been barred from entering the site by M23 rebels. However, reports have suggested at least 141 jailed women were murdered, along with 28 young children who had been in detention with their mothers. Describing the carnage, Ms. van der Per said there was a major prison breakout of 4,000 escaped prisoners. A few hundred women were also in that prison. They were all raped and then they set fire to the women's wing. They all died afterwards. Local reports claim that during the mayhem, inmates were gunned down by guards as they attempted to stop the mass breakout. A week on from the rampage, and the Munzenze jail lies in ruins and is completely empty, with the guards having deserted their posts. A large part of the facility has been destroyed by blaze, including the prison administration's office. The prison was also looted in the wake of the escape. Prior to the incident, Munzenze Central Prison housed around 4,400 inmates, well beyond its capacity. On Tuesday it emerged that 2,000 bodies were still awaiting burial in Goma after the M23 rebels seized the city, which is the capital of the Democratic Republic of the Congo's North Kivu province. In a disturbing new claim following the uprising, the UN Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, OHCHR, warned that sexual violence is being used as a weapon of war by rival armed groups in Goma. The city, home to 1 million people, is now under the complete control of M23 fighters. On Monday, the rebel group declared a ceasefire would begin on Tuesday for humanitarian reasons. The UN previously said that almost 2,900 had been injured during the uprising, while locals' estimates suggest over 2,000 have been killed. The alliance of rebel groups, known as the Congo River Alliance, which M23 is a member of, has previously accused the Congolese military of killing people using aircrafts to bomb areas it holds. The organization added it does not intend to seize any further territory, despite saying otherwise last week, and it will hold its positions. In a statement, the alliance said, "We reiterate our commitment to protecting and defending the civilian population and our positions." Prior to this, fears had been mounting that Rwanda was determined to take more territory from its vast neighbor, with M23 forces steadily pushing south towards Bukavu, the capital of South Kivu province, 120 miles from the besieged Goma. Responding to news of the unexpected ceasefire, Ms. van der Per said, "I hope it stays that way because they M23 were already moving in the direction of Bukavu with reinforcements and heavy weaponry which can be seen passing along the streets in Goma. If they retreat, that's good news. Otherwise, we'll have a new clash with potentially thousands of additional deaths." Regional conflict has seen hundreds of thousands of people displaced over the last 3 years. Since the start of 2025, more than 400,000 people have been forced to flee from their homes, according to the UN's refugee agency. Rwandan President Paul Kagame, who also heads up the Rwanda Defense Force, said he did not know if his country's troops were in the DR Congo. "There are many things I don't know, but if you want to ask me, is there a problem in Congo that concerns Rwanda? And that Rwanda would do anything to protect itself? I'd say 100%, he told CNN on Monday. Meanwhile, human rights groups have been calling for more pressure on Rwanda to back down. The DR Congo's communications minister called for the international community to impose sanctions on Rwanda. A strong decision must be taken, not only to condemn, but to stop what Rwanda is doing, because it is not acceptable if you want to preserve peace in Africa and in our region, Patrick Muyaya told Reuters. "Sanctions are the minimum," he added.